Hi, and welcome to Cisco Bytes. My name is Matt Okuma. I am a systems architect here at Cisco, and I'm super excited to walk you through part two in my three-part series around our CX Cloud platform. So let's dive in here and get started. So when I originally did the intro video, I had four tabs available. I was going to walk you through assets and coverage, lifecycle capabilities and enablement, advisories, cases, and then this new one here, Insights, was recently added to this environment. So super excited to show you really neat stuff that we're doing around Insights around your inventory and Cisco assets as well. So those three will be in the final series, the third series in this video series. So let's go over here to assets and coverage. And this is really your inventory. Like I walked through in the intro, we have the collector and the DNA center and everything that's being used to securely get this environment, your environment, connected to the CX Cloud platform. And once it's connected, we're going to discover the devices here and we're going to take inventory of them. And then we're going to run stuff against them, right? Stuff that you never had available to you before. I'm just going to highlight a couple. So this is our inventory here. And you can see I have 1,154 total devices in my inventory here. It's saying it doesn't include submodules and other things like that. So these are the top level systems that we see. If I click over here on this little cogwheel, this gear wheel, I can actually add some different columns here. So I could add in the last day of support and maybe serial number that I want to see. So you can see you'll get more information here, and you can slice and dice that however you want. I'll draw your attention to a couple of quick things just off the bat. We're going to obviously dive deeper and we look at one specific device, but we're bringing forward things like critical security advisories and the number of them. Does it have support coverage? Is it going to be checked green? Is it going to show you what you're entitled to? All different stuff, software release that it's running. And the last time it was scanned. So this is a scan where we're looking for things, up here in this advisory section, for instance, around security advisory, field notices, and priority bugs, which are very, very important. And traditionally, you never had a real proactive way to get notified of that. And now we're really bringing this information forward to you. Also, up here at the high level, you got high level filtering or buckets, I call them. So you have like different advisory if you want to just search with you have 52 devices with priority bugs. You could search here, 590 are considered role access in the environment, product types, and then of course last day support, which is always a very, very key date. But just to drill down here, if I click on contracts, you can see all the contracts. It defaults to contracts that have success tracks, which is what's giving you access to the CX Cloud platform. We briefly talked about two different levels, and we'll get into that when we get into the life cycle where we show you some of the accelerators and other things you get access to. I'm just going to decheck that. You'll see that I actually have one normal SNTC that we're all most likely used to, but that still shows up here and still shows what devices fall under that. So really good stuff here. We could see, um, as far as 75% of my contracts or devices are covered under success tracks, and then 25 are not. And then when do they expire? In less than 6 months, they don't have any, and then I have 4 in 12 months or more that are going to expire. And obviously in the licensing section, it is what it is. What it says is our licensing tied to DNA Center. You can see what level we're at, end dates, and how many I purchased. So let's go back here to assets. I'm just going to do a quick search. I could show you kind of the full flow. I'm going to search on that 243 contract that ended in 243. Let's just pick this first switch here, and I'm going to show you how we could dive down in. So really nice stuff here that it brings forward. So you have assets groups, so you could group things based off region, company, things like that. And then you see the location here, the installed location. You see this one's down in Santa Clara. You could see the information, the support coverage that it has, what software it's running, all that kind of good stuff. You can kick off a diagnostic scan right now in real time, or you can see it was scanned 31 minutes ago. And then there's obviously you have 6 open cases. So this is where we're going to show you the tie-in with Cisco TAC here. So this is pretty cool. So this device has 6. Looks like a lot of people like demoing with this device. But nonetheless, we could look at hardware here. We could see field notices, really great information, serial numbers. I'm going to come back to this tab. You can see under software here, and so this is really neat. You can see when, kind of where you're at in the journey of the life cycle of this software release that you're running. And as we get further down into those other tabs, this software advisory section of CX Cloud Platform is the best I've ever seen in helping you select and be educated on what is the right version of software for your environment. And of course, advisories. Now, this is really, really neat. So we have criticality here around security advisories. So really good stuff. If you were to click on one, it's going to give you a summary. You could go right to the advisory if you need to get that. And then we're also bringing more leveled information to you. So very detailed information of, hey, what is the full impact of this one security vulnerability? It's not only this device, it's actually affecting 58 devices in my environment. So pretty neat stuff there on the security advisory. Same holds true for field notices. There's a field notice here. And click on that, it's going to bring you to the actual field notice. So no more digging around or looking for this stuff. And then of course priority bugs. Same kind of thing, gives you summary, all that good stuff. You go to the actual bug detail and then look at your affected assets for that bug. Let's go back though to, and I just want to show you this really neat integration. So if we go back to hardware here, there's multiple places you could open a case for this specific device, but I want to open a case here. I want to fix a problem. I'm going to ask a question actually on this test case. So this is a direct integration with our TAC organization. I'm just going to do test case. I'm going to hit next here. So I'm just going to put this one as the lowest severity, severity 4. And I'm going to do configuration assistance. And I'm going to hit submit here. And now this is going to open that case for you directly from there. So pulling in all the great information right here about the switch and right from this interface where you're working. So nice tie-in there. Basically, if I click over to support case manager here, we should see that third case pop up once that loads there. So we'll see that here. There's my test case, and it's Cisco pending. So pretty cool. So going back over here to CX Cloud, so that shows you just that tight integration and walks you through kind of all that stuff. So let's jump over to the Lifecycle tab now. So this is really about enabling you and your capabilities around your assets. So I'm up here on the campus network. These are the success tracks. So we have another one here, integrated secure operations, but we're going to focus on campus network. And as we build the CX Cloud platform up, you will see more technologies listed there. But if I go on Lifecycle, I go to my campus network, you're going to see I have these different use cases. So campus software image management, network device onboarding, scalable access policy, scalable segmentation, or campus segmentation, sorry, and campus network assurance, right? Those are all different use cases. I'm going to just stick with this software image management. The concepts are the same for all of these. So I'll switch to this use case. And one really cool thing you'll see is that we are based off of all the telemetry that we're getting and feeding into the CX Cloud platform, we could see that we are on the onboard phase here, right? And then we go, we would go to implement, use, engage, adopt, and optimize, right? That's what we're going to guide you through in this platform. Down here, you'll see the checklist of kind of where we're at. So if we want to get to the next phase, how do we do that? Well, we're giving you tools here with the Success Tracks enablement to really get to that next phase, which is implement. So we tie into the Cisco community so you can read what others had done or ask questions during this phase of their adoption. We have Ask the Experts here, which are basically on-demand sessions that you can join and look at these different topics. We have accelerators over here. So these are actually things that you can attend to understand, like this one here, Cisco DNA Center Campus Software Image Management Implementation. So that is definitely accelerator that'll get us past that implement phase. There's obviously other ones here, best practices, another implementation or automation and assurance. And then we have documentation. So here's all the relevant documentation for you to educate yourself on that step of adoption. We have e-learning capabilities here. So the ability to learn, so take on-demand classes, certification prep related to this as well, and then remote practice labs. So a lot of good resources there to enable you in the adoption and life cycle of that specific use case. And as I mentioned, there was actually many different use cases there. I just picked that one so you could see it as an example. So a lot of great stuff there to talk about and dig deeper in as you develop and progress through the adoption life cycle here. So this concludes the second video in the series of 3 videos around our CX Cloud platform. Today we covered our assets and coverage section of the CX Cloud platform, as well as the life cycle and adoption. Going forward, in the last video, the third series, be on the lookout. We're going to cover in more detail the advisories tab around security advisories, field notices, and bugs as it relates to your Cisco assets cases. So more in-depth management of your attack cases. And finally, we're going to do that new section called Insights, which really, has some really neat stuff around software insights, crash risk, potential faults, and compliance. So be on the lookout for that third video coming next. Subscribe to our channel and look for more great videos from other Cisco systems architects.